The most bizarre thing happened to me last night. Yesterday I was getting off the bus, and when I got off at my stop, a larger, older man got off as well. And when I get off, I'm on the street and I'm walking to where I'm going, and I hear him behind me and he says, "Excuse me, I don't mean any harm." And I was like, "Ooh, really?" And most people would have booked it after that line, but I was like, let me hear him out. Why? He opens with a really alarming sentence, but again, I am naive and bored because I don't know why I even entertained this, but he said, "I just got out of prison and I have $12,000 in cash in my backpack. Would you do me a favor?" And I was like, yes, I would love to. Honestly, at this point in my mind, I don't know why I was still here. I was kind of sticking with the story. And honestly, he seemed kind of harmless. I was like, okay, what's up? Like, let's hear about it. This is going to be a great story. Just don't point a gun at me and then I can tell the internet, but go ahead. He goes, "I just got released and I'm looking to get a massage." And I was like, okay. He was like, "Full body massage." And I was like, "Well, I'm not working tonight." Okay. I'm not clocking in. I'm off duty. I'm not in the mood. I was like, "Oh, okay, that sounds fun. Enjoy." And he's like, "Could you help me? I don't have a cell phone." And I was like, you know what? This is going to be funny one day, not today, but soon it will be. So I then take out my cell phone. So when I take out my cell phone, he's like, "You know what massage I'm looking for? Like full body." And I'm like, okay, scalp and toes? Like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not getting massages like that, honestly. And I was like, "Oh, like a happy ending?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, okay. So now I am Googling happy ending massages NYC. My FBI agent tapping into my phone is probably deeply concerned where my brain is going tonight, but I do it because I'm like, absolutely, I would love to help you. This sounds like you really need it. Again, it's maybe around 11 p.m. at night in the middle of New York City. He has a backpack on, I'm assuming with the cash, and he goes, "If you can find me a place to go, I will give you $100. And I'm like, ooh, now it's a Candy Crush. Okay, now it's like a game. I was like, okay, I'm gonna win Flappy Bird. I will find you a place so I can get my cash prize. Absolutely. So I'm typing in all these places. Again, Google isn't going to say they give the best rub and tug here. Like, I would hope not. So I kind of was like scrolling for a bit, and then he starts scrolling and I'm like, okay, what's happening? We're still standing there, and then he goes, "Do you know who I am?" And I was like, "No, please enlighten me. Take the floor." And he was like, "My name is Mandingo. Do you know Mandingo?" And I'm like, "No, is that a family name? What is that? Sounds Irish." I've never heard of that word or name in my entire life. And he's like, "What's your name?" And I'm like, now I'm kind of like maybe a little sus. After 40 minutes of literally sitting on a bus stop with this guy, I was like, maybe this isn't a good idea. So I was trying to give a different name, but I couldn't in the moment. So I was like, "I'm Danielle." And he's like, "Okay." I just really popped in the A to a E, and I was like, Danielle's gonna keep me protected. After he formally introduces himself, he's like, "Look me up." And I'm like, okay, like now am I with the celebrity? And I was like, okay, which I look up, and he's like, "Type in Mandingo Unleashed." And I was like, okay, so I typed that in. And now, listen, when I'm telling people the story now, they're like, how did you not know what that search was gonna be? I was thinking he just got out of prison. He is unleashed from the shackles. He wanted to see if there was a news article about him before he went home to his mom and pop and wife. You know, like that's where my mind completely went. And I look up Mandingo Unleashed, and it wasn't something that would be safe for work. He starts scrolling on my phone, and at first it's like an IMDb, and I'm like, oh my God, is this guy like a movie star? And then he's like, no, go to the third one. He's a corn star. And I was like, oh. And then he makes me click on the video. It is a large private part. And he points to it and goes, "That's me." And I was like, absolutely. On this note, I have to go. I need to leave. And he was like, "Come on, Danielle, like, help me get a massage. Where should I go?" And I was like, Mandingo, I don't know. I feel like we got too close too fast, okay? Like, we need to take our relationship a little slowly, because me and my friends, we don't immediately watch porn together. We're not doing that just yet.